said about, you know, my family and the sacrifices that they make day in and day out. I mean, you know, them coming to watch me play when they have games. They're like, you want to go with your dad or you want to go play a game? We're like, we'll go see dad. And even my dad, you know, I know how hard it was, you know, not being able to see my games growing up because there were certain things, number one, financially, and number two, you know, when the Yankees were losing, that George would call that workout on the off day. So a lot of guys from New York, y'all know what I'm talking about. So it was tough, but I got through it, and I'm here now. Did I think of? No. I think once I started looking at the kids, made it a little tough. I mean, I could look at anybody else and go, all right, I'm good. But to see them and, you know, them smile, them start to cry, and, you know, Trey texted me while I was on stage, I love you, man. So, and I didn't get it until after, and then I started crying again when I read it. I think those three are the only ones who could do that to me. Everybody else, I'd be like, I'm good. I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna do this. But looking at them, they mean everything to me.
You mentioned Seattle, how the first time you heard about it, you said, where's Seattle? And then you also mentioned being there for 13 years, having all those people here from Seattle. When you look back at your relationship with the city, can you maybe hit on what made it so special and what is it you maybe remember most about being a Mariner?
Well, I mean, I spent 13 years there. I met my wife there. Trey and Taryn were born there. I have so many friends who still live there. You know, when I got to Seattle, coming from Cincinnati is such a city where it's black and white, where when you go to Seattle, it's like a melting pot. You see everybody. And, you know, walking downtown, you know, from when I got drafted to when I was 19 in the big leagues. I mean, I lived downtown the first 2 years that I was in the big leagues. And then I ended up moving out to Renton, and then from there, Issaquah. But just, they have such a warm heart. You know, there's not a mean spirit. You know, people care about each other. You know, you go downtown, you know, you know, even now when I go downtown, it's, hey Ken, how you doing? Congratulations. You know, the other question is, when are you gonna own the team? I'm like, oh. But, you know, they're just down to earth people who care about, you know, their sports and care about more the person. And, you know, they want to win. I mean, I know that for a fact, and I've been in, you know, locker rooms and we've had those knockdown dragouts. But the fans have always been supportive. You know, when a guy's struggling, they're there, and, you know, they're cheering guys on. And sometimes it's tough, and they don't want to cheer, but they do it anyway. You know, because these are their guys.
What did you think of the plaque and also the message on the plaque?
Awesome. Awesome. What else can you say about it? No, but I mean, you're capturing a Denzel training day me. You know, it's, when you see it for the first time, it just, you know, you're looking down and you're going, wow. And then, you know, as Commissioner Manfred was reading everything, you know, I'm looking over his shoulder going, I did that. Oh my. You know, it got all my nicknames in there except Swingman. But it was, other than that, we're good. I'm happy with it. I mean, it's, like I said, it's been a unbelievable experience from when I got here on Wednesday to now.
What was the bus ride like from the hotel over here? Any of the other Hall of Famers have any memorable comments or tease you about anything?
They just said make it 4.5 minutes. We got to get going. It's going to be hot, you know. And our family's out there just sweating, and we got a little bit of AC to make it quick and move on. Talk about you can be Prince and Russell Simmons, just what we had here today, and then go, God bless, good night. That's how quick they wanted it. But that's these guys, I know most of these guys because they played with my dad, so it wasn't as hard to, the rookie hazing, because I know a couple things about them that they don't want me to bring up. So it's going to be good. If I was, 32 and where I've never seen these guys play, then it might be a little tough. But I got a chance to, get some information, do my research, and get some information on these guys that they don't want out. Nobody knew anything about my speech. I let my wife read a little bit of it until we got to the kids part, and then that was it. Because I didn't want her to start crying before the day, but I should have gave it to her like 3 or 4 days ago, so she wouldn't have cried, and I would have been all right too. And moms are the first to hear things, and dads are the last. So, growing up in our house, my dad would always ask my mom, "Is he really that good? Because he can't hit when I'm there. He can't do anything when I'm there." And you just want that stamp of approval from your dad as a kid. And the first time I got it, I got a base hit to left field in the instruction league, and he was in an RV behind the fence, and he opens the window and said, "Was that so damn hard?" And then closes the window. And then from that point on, I was good. But it took me from 12 to 17 to do it. I mean, I'd pop up. I mean, even my high school coach was like, "You just don't need to come because he can't play in front of you." But, we do have a special bond. And it's not about baseball. We don't even, he's got 9 grandkids. That's all he cares about. I'm the low man on the totem pole. My phone calls consist of, "Hey, how you doing? All right, where the boys at? What we doing?" I'm like, "They're X, Y, and Z, and keep it moving." But, we do have that special bond that, we're always going to have. If you look at the greatest center fielders that ever played this game, we've probably got about a shelf life of 12 years. Because we run into walls, we do, you just have a different mentality that nobody else on that field has. When the ball's hit to us, everything that's hit to us is fair. And I hate to give up triples. I'll give you a double because that's going to happen. But I hated to give up triples. If I didn't get any hits, you weren't going to get any hits. And that's how I played. And, people question why I play that hard. Because you never want to be that guy that gets replaced in the 7th inning after you hit for a defensive replacement. I got double switched one time in my career. And one of the reporters asked me, "Well, how did that feel?" I said, "Well, looked at the coach and said, he's got a better chance of seeing God before that happens again." Because I want to be out there. From the first pitch until the last. I don't want to come out the game. And I know that injuries are a part of it. Would I do it all over again? Absolutely. Because that's what made me me.
Thanks, Ken. A reminder again.